Hello, guys. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. The host, Stefan, will be with you momentarily. Just 1 second. How you doing, guys? Give me 1 second. Turn this down. Okay. Welcome to another episode of the Highly Evolved Podcast. I'm your host, Stefan. All right. In this episode, I read this article from the Guardian about about the $15 minimum wage. Right. Let me read this article to you. It's from the Guardian concerning about the $15 minimum wage, about people getting their wage cut, not wage, their hourly cut because they got the $15 minimum wage. This has been proven. Been stated before that people can get their hours cut because they got to make up the wage, right? But let's read this article. Whole Food cuts workers' hours after Amazon introduced minimum wage. An email shared with The Guardian by Whole Foods employees cited a shift cut as a direct result of the Guardians from our regional team. In response to public pressure and increasing scrutiny over the pay of its warehouse worker, Amazon enacted a $15 wage for all employees on the 1st of November, including the workers of grocery chain Whole Foods, which it's purchased in 2017. All Whole Foods employees paid less than $15 saw their wages increases at least that, while all other team members received a $1 an hour wage increase, and team leaders received $2 an hour increase. Since the wage increases, Whole Food employees have told The Guardian that they have experienced widespread cuts and that have reduced scheduled shift across many stores, often negating wage gains for employees. My hours went from 30 to 20 a week, said one Whole Foods employee in Illinois. Workers interviewed for this store were reluctant to speak on the record for fear of retaliation. The Illinois-based worker explained that once a $15 wage was enacted, part-time employee hours at their store were cut from an average 30 to 21 hours a week, and full-time employees saw average hour reduced from 37.5 hours to 34.5 hours. The worker provided schedule from 1st of November and the end of January 2019 shows that hour of workers in their department significantly decreases as the department percentage of the entire store labor budget stayed relatively the same. Okay. We just have to work faster to meet the same goals in less time, the worker said. The internal email shared by the employee from their department manager cited the across-the-board shift cut as a direct result of guidance from the regional team. In Maryland, another Whole Food worker said their regional manager is forcing stores to cut full-time employees' schedule from 4 hours to 36 hours a week. This hour cut make that raise pointless, as employee was losing more than their gain, and we rely on working full shift, the worker said. Another Whole Food employee in Oregon noted, at my store, all full-time employees are 36 to 38 hours per week now. So what workers do if they want full 40 hours to take little bits of their paid time off each week is to fill in their hours to 40 during the same time myself. The store budgets and schedule cuts the Whole Foods in the wake of the minimum wage increase appear to be similar to changes Amazon made after the raises to pay off warehouse worker to a minimum wage of $15 an hour. The move is widely praised, but Amazon also cut stocks, investing plans, and bonuses that had provided extra pay to some workers. Some Whole Food workers say the cut have led to understaffing issue. Things that have made it more noticeable are in the long line, the needs to call for cashier and bagging assistance, and customer not being able to find help in certain department because not enough are scheduled, and We are a big store, said one workers in California. Just about every person on our team has complained about their hours being cut. Some have had to look for other jobs as they can't make ends meet, they added. In September 2018, several Whole Foods workers organized the group Whole Food Worker with the goals to informing a union and providing workers a resource to organize since Amazon took over. Whole Foods began training management to fight back against union organization shortly after the group went public with a mass email to Whole Food employees throughout the United States. There are many team members working at Whole Foods today whose total compensation is actually less than what it was before the wage increase due to these labor reductions, said a Whole Food worker spokesman in an email to The Guardian. See, I just read to you about the 15. That's the consequences of $15 an hour, right? When you increase a free market economy, in a free market economy, the wage should depend on the ability of the workers, how much dedication the worker put into the company, how hard they work. Not basically because they should raise the minimum wage. When you raise the minimum wage, you raise the price. You inflate the price to cover the costs. All right, the store gotta make money somehow to cover every other employee. If not, look, if the business don't get enough business, they have to cut hours. All right, if business don't get enough customer coming in to buy stuff, they don't have enough money to give out to the employees. They don't get this. People who's fighting for $15 minimum wages, they don't understand basic economics when it comes to raising minimum wages, you know. And these people who work in this below minimum wage job, sure, it's below minimum wage job, but like I said before in my other video, you're not bound by anything. You could leave. You could find another job. Why are you putting up with this? Why are you putting up with a company that's not willing to compromise with you? Because what? Because you can't find another job? I'm sure you can find a job. You just gotta work hard enough to find it. All right? There's business out there that's willing to pay you above minimum wage job. You have to find it. And some people gonna rebuke and said, "Oh, there's not enough company that's willing to pay for it." All right, then it's your responsibility to make yourself in a better position where you can get those kind of jobs. Work a little harder, relocate, do all this stuff. If you aren't satisfied with what you get, you're not bound by anything. You're free to move, to go anywhere. And if you said, "Oh, they're too poor to go anywhere, they can't find," that's just a cheesy answer. That's just a cheap answer to not work as hard to get what you wanted. There's a lot of people that crawled out of poverty, and because you know why? Because they work hard at it. They find another opportunity elsewhere. They're not bounded by anything. They're not shackled down. Okay, there are programs out there to help you find other jobs. And to say that they expect to get paid $15 an hour, that's an entitled mentality right there, and you shouldn't be thinking like that. And because giving $15 an hour, you know how much strain that do to businesses? When you force business to pay a certain amount of wage, you're forcing business not to be created. When businesses are not being created, there's fewer jobs. That's the type of regulation that the Democrats pushing out right now. All this regulation, all these things that they tax people. When you tax people from starting business, that means that there's no jobs available. Government don't create jobs. Government only create jobs within the government sector. Right? They don't create jobs in the public sector. The only way for government to create jobs in the public sector is to alleviate regulation, give tax incentive to business to start business, because most of the jobs started in the private sector, okay? And the way private sector delegate hours and money is by how efficient the worker is, how good the worker. If you're a good worker, businesses won't hesitate to pay you more. If you're a good worker, that's why they promote within the company. Because if you're a good worker, they're willing to promote you, and that's giving you raises. I don't want to say it, but these people who just want $15, they're just lazy. They just want an easy cash. But I don't, but it shouldn't be things like this. This is laziness. But but it's human nature too. If you're giving this, they can say if somebody give you $1 million, don't you'll be lying not to take it. Yeah, you'll be lying not to take it, but there's consequences. There's strings attached to everything. All right, people could hand you $1 million, but they're gonna want something out of it. Okay, nothing comes at a cost. All right, they'll give you $15 an hour, but it comes at a cost. It's already proven in this article by the Guardian that Amazon paying $15 an hour. At what cost? All right, they're restricting your investment, your stock option. You don't get that no more. All right, they're reducing your hours. You used to work 40 hours plus a week or something like that. Not no more because you're being reduced the hours. So everybody gets shafted, and plus when they reduce hours, they reduce work time. Now you're working harder to make up the people that it's not scheduled to work. Now you have to work 2 positions in one day because there's not enough workforce. There's not enough money in the budget to pay for 2 staff at one time. All right, before there's enough money in the budget to pay 2 staff for 2 people to work at one time. Now they reduced that 1 person. Now you have to work the load of 2 people just to cover that cost. Now it's more strenuous on you. You're more stressed out, and all these complications that happens. It's all been shown right here. But people are complaining about what happened when they get the $15 wages, and benefits are being cut. All right, that's what happened. This is the idea. This is what socialism, people who's fighting for 15, don't understand. These people right now, they need to read these articles. They don't read. These people don't read. They don't take economics class. They don't take business class. They're business illiterate. These people just demanding. They this entitlement mentality. They demand this. They deserve this. What made you deserve this? You shouldn't. I'm not deserving because I'm in a bad position doesn't mean I'm entitled to anything. Even I understand that concept. I only take stuff when I earned it. All right. These people haven't earned that, and then they expect to get paid. All right. And people can use this argument that the inflation rate isn't keeping up with the wage gap. Yeah, but whose problem is that? That's the bankers' problem. They did that on purpose. They've been bailing out these companies and putting more money into the system. That'll lead to more inflation. That's what happened. When they bail out all these companies, banks, this auto company, they print out this money, but what they neglect to look at is, all right, we're bailing this company, we're printing out all this money, but even the people are not getting a cut of that as well. So people aren't getting raises. So there's this imbalance. Money being printed out and wages not being following up with that print of money. So it's the Congress people. The bailout is the biggest mistake ever. They should have let this company collapse in 2008 from the beginning. Now look what happened. It's just putting the Band-Aid on the situation. They didn't solve anything. 2008 did not solve anything. The bank bailout did not solve anything. That's where it is. Now they had to pick up all these costs of living, and people's wages aren't filling up. Cost of living is going up because there's more money in the system. Reduce more money. You reduce the money in the system, you reduce inflation. Inflation means there's a lot of money being printed out of nowhere. That's what inflation is. And now they have to deal with this $15 an hour because it's due to the inflation. All right? And now when they get the $15 an hour, now there's not enough hour to go by. It's so imbalanced right now. By this article, it's already foreshadowing like what would happen if the country adopted mandatory $15 an hour. There will be fewer jobs. Fewer jobs. Sure, the pay is $15, but there's fewer jobs. The only way I can see that they could combat the $15 an hour is to create more jobs. But there's so many regulations right now. Government are applying so much regulation. Not too much business are being started, and therefore there are not enough jobs to go around because there's all this stranglehold on business, this entrepreneur. The solution, in my opinion, is entrepreneurship to get away from this. That's it. Entrepreneur. People need to understand business, become an entrepreneur. Or that or learn the code. I don't know. But on that note, I'll see you guys later. Yeah, $15 a myth, and we're screwed. All right? See you guys later.